you're rocking with us at Toxic Radio, don't forget to check us out on social media.
I want details, and I want them right now.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Now you're talking, brother.
Chat with us, keep up on news. Just don't make it weird. Don't be a stalker. Don't be that guy.
You just want to suck the joy out of everything.
Toxic Radio. Get infected.
Master, dinner is served. Igor, it's not that I don't appreciate the effort, but you know I prefer my meals uncooked. And how many times have I told you about using garlic? Yes, Master. Forgive me, Master. Please. Bite into Paradelphia. Thursday nights at 8, only on Toxic Radio. Paradelphia, because what if it's all true?
Hey guys, dating life gone pretty shitty?
I find you so creepy, I think you should have to walk around with a bell around your neck.
Finding yourself getting a little desperate for some female companionship?
Alexa, tell me you love me.
Hell no. You disgust me.
What you need is to upgrade your style right now. The Toxic Store's got exactly what you need. Pick up some stylish gear featuring Deviant Gamer, Toxic Radio, and the Heavy Metal Happy Hour.
Oh, yeah!
You can find the store through the Toxic Radio app or toxicradio.net. Get in the game.
Do I make you horny, baby?
Get yourself a little love.
That guy's getting boobies.
Yeah, he is.
Toxic Radio and the Toxic Store. Don't buy it safe. Buy it toxic.
What's up, everyone? It's that time of the week to take it deep. That means you're back because you liked it, you're watching it, and hopefully you're not playing with doves. Anyway, we love doves. I'm going to make a t-shirt of that. I'm just letting you know. It's going to happen. It's in the works. I do have someone working on it that has graphic design background, and it's going to be the hottest t-shirt that's come to the market since the smiley face from the 80s. Just letting you know. So, that's right. People are so simple in the 80s. Like, oh, that's so great. It's a smiley face. I don't know. Just caught fire, right?
Yeah.
That'd be some kind of jerk off that made that. Yeah, but he's.
I thought Forrest Gump came up with that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Maybe he did. No, he didn't. Did he invent shrimp too?
No, just
shrimp
Bubba
cocktail?
Gump Shrimp Company.
Have a nice day.
Right. So, lots to talk about today. We will touch on Bill Cosby, the king of pudding pops.
Ew, you gonna touch on him?
Well, because he touches everybody else. But
I'm getting so tired of hearing about
it's
Bill
retribution.
Cosby.
This is how we get back for the little guys
Yeah.
and girls. We touch him.
So, I think it was adults, for the record. 2, I just want to explain that why he got out. You know, doesn't mean he's not guilty, but
Right.
we'll explain that briefly.
If we could only have Supreme call in for this one, because Supreme is touting that Uncle Bill is out, and he's so happy about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Supreme will subscribe to that theory that he was about to buy NBC, and that's why he got put in jail. That's a popular conspiracy theory. Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, it's right up there with the COVID denials and all that bullshit, and you know.
Didn't hear anything about
That's
that.
why you didn't hear anything.
No.
It's popular in certain circles. Look it up. People would say, "Oh, he had a lot of money. He was about to buy a major network, and that's why he went to jail."
I don't get involved with circles, so.
Yeah, just
He
circle.
hates Jamie is against circles. Just so you know, this man hates circles.
Except circle jerks.
No, circle jerk. No, he does triangle
no
jerks.
circles.
Yeah, he does only triangle jerks.
There you
It's
go.
3 guys have to be in a triangle.
No.
And Jamie is the point.
Yeah, nice. Jamie, what are you drinking in there? Is that water or is that iced tea?
It's a wild berry iced tea.
Wow. Is that Crystal Light?
Hell no.
Spiked Crystal Light? Ugh.
Ugh, this stuff's disgusting.
Mike, you would drink. I mean, Mike, you pretty much drink Crystal Light with the
keto.
White Claws.
With the White Claws. I mean, yeah. I mean, to a point.
I'm watching Tool.
I can't hear myself. This friggin'
I'm
sucks.
watching Tool. I thought it said I'm watching Tool. I'm like, what? You're watching Tool? I didn't know you were a Tool fan.
I
But,
mean,
yeah.
we don't judge.
Tyson Bowe rumors, celebrity boxing, the Miami tragedy, what we know. I know, sad. And to my chagrin, what I talked about last week is pretty much the reason why it collapsed, because somebody didn't do their job, either somebody was paid off. So we'll get into that later. Can you eat pizza on top of watermelon? We have that with a little video Mike's going to show you. And I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it and have Mike eat it.
Are you a chef now?
Pizza on top of watermelon?
Yeah,
Watermelon on
I want
top
you to
of
show the
pizza?
audience and play the video, Mike. I said.
You want to play the video?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were getting into it right away.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
we like to make Mike eat weird stuff because,
Oh, wait.
We got audio with this?
We got a little bit of audio, so we'll play the audio also. Let me cue this up.
one of those cooking videos you see where they're like, oh, here's a cool little thing. So I saw this and I was like, yeah, watermelon pizza. I mean, that just doesn't sound good. I'm wondering how it tastes. We're going to find out with Mike, though. I mean, Mike eats ass, so.
Well, what does that have to do with anything?
It just means you have a strong tolerance for shitty tasting things.
What the hell?
That actually looks like it would be really, really good.
What?
I would try that.
Yeah, both of us. I mean, 100%.
I would try that.
You would try that?
I would.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
That looks
Nope.
really good.
I would
The
try
juiciness of the watermelon.
This
with
is
the
supposed to be
cheese.
torture.
That
that. Torture for you, maybe.
really good. Look at that, how it comes out.
Hey, I love a good pizza. I love watermelon. Put the two together. What the
Yeah.
hell? Why not? It's no different than putting pineapple on a pizza.
Yeah, I mean, and I love pineapple on pizza.
I do too.
I mean, you might have just turned us on.
Wow.
I'm going to leave the room now.
Yeah. No. Jamie's turned on.
No, Mike's turned on.
What? He'll eat it. He foul. What the hell is that all
Ew.
about?
It's probably true, though. So, yeah, funny shit. So, that's fun. I mean, I would eat it. Not maybe. I don't know. I would have to taste it. I'm very skeptical of.
I mean,
It would have to
It
be
was
a
a-
seedless watermelon.
it was a pepperoni pizza, which, everybody's all in on pepperoni pizza. And, I mean, the big debate is what can you or can't you put on pizza? It's never what you can or can't put pizza on.
I don't know, man.
You don't know. What about that is bad? What about that doesn't tickle your fancy?
I just don't see the sauce marrying well with the watermelon.
Well, if you saw, he didn't actually use. It didn't look like actual tomato sauce.
What
He
did he put
used
on there?
something.
That
It was
was that
something.
looked like tomato sauce to
But
me.
it was not tomato sauce.
What else are you gonna put on there? What is?
It would depend on what kind of sauce you could be putting on there. That looks like sauce. It's just a dark.
Okay, maybe he did. Maybe he did. We're looking at
That looks like it's a darker pizza sauce.
Yeah, it's just a darker. No, I'm still all in. Still all in.
I still would too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the bread from the pineapple pizza kind of marries it together. We're just going straight sweet. I mean, so if the sauce is too sweet, it's kind of.
I can't imagine why you'd be troubled by this, Sean. Like, I don't know. There's nothing troubling about it. The watermelon, the juiciness of the watermelon, the sweetness of the watermelon with the cheese. And
Do you
the
think
sauce.
it would be? You think it would be moist?
I think it would be very moist. And the pepperoni gives it a little bit of kick.
Very moist. Yeah, I mean, I could try. I could try it.
By the way, we're getting in the chat room. Gene from Wire to Wire. Check them out on Toxic Radio as well. Go download
he's
them
right.
on the app. But pineapple on pizza is not a sin. My favorite.
It is a
pizza.
sin.
No,
It is a
it
sin.
is not.
My favorite pizza of all time.
You guys have no taste. How can you say put of all toppings in the world? Why pineapple?
Wait a second. What's your favorite topping on pizza?
Pepperoni.
You're so why are you so vanilla?
There's
Why are you so
pepperoni on
generic?
that watermelon pizza.
That's a generic vanilla pizza.
No,
but
no,
the only thing
but
that doesn't make it
watermelon
vanilla is
pizza,
on watermelon.
he put pepperoni on it to pep it up. That's the name.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So anyway, Jamie, what's your favorite topping on pizza?
I go for a meat lovers.
Meat. Okay, he wants a lot.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. Meat lovers.
Meat lovers.
He's like, don't even cut the sausage. I want the whole shaft on the pie.
Sausage, pepperoni, meatball, hamburger.
Yeah.
So,
Throw ham on there too.
yeah. So
And then the pineapple.
for Jesus Christ,
Dude, why did you crank that up?
I didn't crank it up at all.
because he uses a soundboard where he has no control over levels. Anyway, back to our discussion. Now, for me, my favorite topping of all time on pizza: pineapple and jalapenos. You get the pineapple, the sweet, the niceness of the pineapple.
I think
and then
you
get
choose
the
your foods
spicy
based
of the jalapeno.
I
It's
think
actually pretty good. I've tried it.
I think you choose your foods based off what burns your butthole the most, Mike.
Oh,
That's what I think. I think you look at foods and you go, "Yeah, that won't burn my ass enough. I need something hotter."
see, we got bacon over here.
Bacon,
Gene
ooh.
St. Jamie is my guy because he loves a lot of meat as well.
Big sausage pizza. You know, there's a porn series called I think Sausage Pizza, and the guy comes in to deliver the pizza, and all of a sudden there's a hole in the bottom of the pizza, and there's a Johnson in there for the chick.
Matt would know.
I've seen a lot of porn in my life. I'm not gonna lie. Some people have called me the James Lipton of porn.
How about this salami and onion?
I mean, I could do salami and onion.
You could do.
Sure, why not?
That's gonna be some bad breath after that. Jesus Christ!
Sure.
I mean,
Throw a whole garlic clove on there. I'll still eat it.
you know, my girl, like this weekend we had pizza, and I went with my favorite is pepperoni and banana peppers. So I like the banana pepper, not the
So
jalapeno.
I love the banana the pepper that comes with the Papa John's pizza.
the
The
pepperoni.
big pepper that comes with it. You can just bite it. Usually,
Yeah.
has like
You just
two in
usually
there.
grab by the shaft. And
I
bite
do.
It,
I
right?
just
Yeah.
I bite right into it. I kind of suck it a little bit and then I swallow.
Yeah, you're a lo-
See,
Oh,
we're
we
getting
know
love-
where this show's going.
We're getting love from YouTube. Sean says I would eat pineapple with jalapeno. I'm totally down with sweet meat, salty meat, spicy. It's all about hitting all the senses. I agree, sir.
Thank you, Sean, for the love from YouTube, because I'm actually thinking about confession, moving the whole show to YouTube and saying "fuck you" to Facebook. I'm serious. I'm serious. So, guys, that might be happening in a couple weeks. You got to follow us over like the Pied Piper. Don't worry, we'll make it happen.
Then I get Bug Eater. By the way, as we're talking about food, which I kind of like that Godfrey goes down this whole culinary aspect of his show. I appreciate it. I did put in an order today for more bugs.
Oh, no.
Nice.
I did. So just
That's
let you guys
hot.
know.
All right,
It's
so
not-
what was it this time?
It's not for the. It wasn't necessarily for the show. This wasn't a discussion beforehand. I just happened to be on there and I saw an ad for some bugs, and I said, you know what? Let me see what is available, and I was able to get some good stuff. So I'm very happy and very much.
There's
so
nothing good on that website.
Looking forward
There's
to what I'm
nothing.
going to be getting. So tomorrow, if Godfrey wants an update of what I've been getting. Would you like an update?
Sure.
Okay.
Tell me real quick.
So we
you
got
can gross
the
everybody out.
Jungle Trail mix, trial mix, which is giant water scorpion, Asian forest scorpion, and diving beetles. That was one that I got.
Why?
I got a 3-pack of that, which is going to be really, really good. I also got the mixed bugs, which is a collection of dehydrated grasshopper, house crickets, silkworms, field crickets, sago worms. So that again is going to be very delicious. And to top it all off, and I think any of this would be great on pizza, by the way, I wanted to add some extra flavor into it. So I did get the cricket bites, which is hickory smoked bacon. What is the other flavor? Something, I think it's wing sauce and cheese, which is going to be really, really good.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know how. I want to know if like one of them ever comes alive and just fucking crawls down your throat one time. Like, you're like, oh, like that's. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, that's I feel like one of these times the bug's gonna escape and just bite you right in the asshole when you're taking a shit or something like that. Like, I don't know how. Like, that's so many bugs, and Laura's probably like, She's probably gonna throw a box of toothpicks at you before you kiss her next. Like, just take care of that shit. I don't want to eat any crickets. So,
what style pizza? The best style pizza is Sicilian.
thin crust. Thin
No,
crust.
I'm talking about if you don't give a fuck. If you don't give a fuck about carbs, about calories, about nothing, you're going for just pizza, Sicilian. A good
Oh, hell yeah.
Sicilian pizza.
See,
is the
Gene says
best.
Greek style, and I'm not a big Greek style guy because it's too goddamn doughy for me. That's my thing. Like, I like the idea of deep dish, but it's like a goddamn pie. It's not
It
really
is.
pizza.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just too much, right? So I always felt that pizza in general is a vehicle to carry the toppings. No one's like, oh, I can't really wait to taste the bottom of the fucking pizza, but it still has to taste good, right? But I feel like even like Domino's and like Papa John's, like, first off, they're not even on my radar of like top 100 pizzas. Like, just saying that. But if I had to pick a chain pizza, it's gonna be Domino's. We had that conversation the other day. But hold on, follow me here.
Good.
Follow me. They put the sweet sauce in there and they spread garlic on it and all that. You know, the chain ones. But to me, man, I like thin crust. I do like a good Sicilian. It just can't be too doughy.
No, the dough has to have some crunch to
Bar
it.
style is pretty awesome.
The dough has to have some
He is
crunch.
right, but the place that does it has to do it right because I've had some shitty ass bar style pizzas that tasted like they pulled a Red Baron fucking pizza out of the freezer and said, "Hey, here's our bar style pizza." You're right though. When done well, it can be delicious. You know, to me, I think thin crust is the best, but I like the grandma's pie coming in a square form, like that where the sauce can be on top a little bit, but. As far as thickness of the pizza, Sicilian, I can be convinced it just can't be too doughy, man, because it's just too much to eat. Like,
You don't want to, so that's where Papa John's loses me a lot. That's why it's like the fast food of pizza. It is too doughy, but too doughy with Sicilian with a crunch is good. Thin crust is just not pizza to me. That's you're on a diet and you're trying to watch your carbs. Regular pizza, you know, like I'm talking about. What is the giant slice of pizza in Philly off of? Why am I not thinking their name?
Lorenzo's. Which only tastes good when you're drunk. It's fucking straight trash. When any other time, it's straight fucking trash.
Is there any other time not to eat it other than when you're drunk?
You can try to get it when it's fresh, but there's a reason why you got to put a lot of toppings on it. And the fucking sauce tastes like a SpaghettiO sauce under the cheese. So straight trash, Lorenzo's, straight trash. It's only good if it's drunk. If you're drunk, period. And if you don't eat it fresh, there is no such thing as reheating that pizza. It will taste like refrigerated ass that's been heated up the next day.
I've never.
Unless you like to eat the booty like groceries, then you might be into it.
I've been drunk as hell and have gone up there and bought too many slices. I bought like 3
I could see you do that.
I've done 3 slices of Lorenzo's, and then as I'm stumbling to the train, wondering why the fuck did I do this when I can't even finish the first, the get into the second one fully. But no, I've never tasted it when I was.
Mike
when I was
becomes
sober.
like a drunk T-Rex when he gets real drunk. He's like, I want 9 pieces, and you're like, what? And you're like, that doesn't surprise me. I haven't seen him at Lorenzo's, but I could totally be him. Like, yeah, let me get a pie, and then it's just like, so Lorenzo's is good. It's good to kind of wash down the alcohol, but it absolutely blows. Sean knows because he used to live around that area, and it's one day a week. It's a quick slice. It's big. And the only reason it's around still is because it's such a big goddamn slice. Because other than that, but they parlayed it into like being in the stadiums and shit. People just don't know what good pizza tastes like. And to me, that is cheap pizza. And they make a fortune there because it's way more profitable to sell slices than it is pies.
Oh yeah, especially on South Street, right where they are with all the venues and everything.
They're getting I think like $3 or $4 a slice.
And I mean, going in and doing it so that they got it into the stadiums was fucking brilliant on their part. I mean, because you look at everything else, and of course you're going to go to the Lorenzo's.
Well, speaking of pizza, though, Mike, I want you to play this next video.
Okay.
It's of the girl, and I reckon she was going to get some pizza, and we're gonna have a horny video every week. It's gonna be called the horniest video of the week, and this made the
Okay, so this is on topic with everything.
Oh yeah,
All
she
right.
wants pizza afterwards. I mean, where do you think she's going?
All right, let's check
It's
it
the
out.
end of the night. This poor officer.
Oh, yeah? You like that? You like that? Yeah?
I mean,
Oh, yeah? You like that?
She could have easily got laid. That she's definitely has that mojo going on where
Now-
she's like, I'm angry and drunk and I want to fuck.
now would you do that?
Would I bang her?
No, would you do that to the cop?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that to the cop. I wouldn't do that to the cop. No, not me personally. Because the cop would. If I do that to the cop, he's gonna tase me in my nutsack. Like he's taking it because she's kind of hot. He's like, okay, fine, But if it was me, They wouldn't even have let me go. They would have tased me as soon as they saw. I was like, oh, that would have been done.
I would have paid to see that.
Same thing with Chickies. What? Their pizza?
Chickies is shit.
Chickies and Pete's?
No, yeah, their fries, which they're fucking famous for, are shit.
They're good when you're drunk.
When you're
They're
drunk,
okay.
It's another thing. They're good when you're drunk.
I hate American
They
cheese.
are shit.
Call me unpatriotic, but it's the shittiest
They
cheese
are
on earth.
Shit.
No-
Chicky and Pete's French fries are shit.
And the reason why that's relevant is because that they melt American cheese. But it's okay with the Old Bay. It's all right. You're great. But I am not standing in line for like fucking 5 hours at a
my
Phillies game
God.
trying to get Chickies and Pete's or at an Eagles game. It ain't that great. All you got to do is go home, throw some fries in the oven, sprinkle some Old Bay, and boom, you have Chickies and Pete's fries. It's like it is overrated.
So you sound like somebody who's eaten a lot of pizza. What is your number one place to go to?
Number one, man. See,
Do you have a place, especially in the Philly area or South Street or anywhere that you know?
There's some
you're
good
in that
pizza
area?
in Philly, but I got to be honest. I haven't fully explored Philadelphia and pizza, and but on the suburbs, there's one that I like called Charlie's Pizzeria, and it's in West Norton, Pennsylvania, which is right around King of Prussia area. I like it because it's a little bit well done. The sauce isn't sweet. The crust isn't, isn't oversized. The whole bottom of the pizza isn't doughy, and I just think it eats well.
Yeah, everybody in the chat room, please share your favorite pizza place. And I don't want to like do any gimmick infringement, take anybody's shtick, but I 100%, and I know this is going into territory we might not want to go into, but I would love to have a Godfrey pizza review live on Facebook from the Taking It Deep with the Godfrey.
Do people
Facebook
really
page.
want to see me eat though?
I kind of do. I want to see you eat, but I want to hear your opinions as you eat it.
And then I'm gonna get, look at you biting off Barstool Sports.
That's why I said I know we're going into an
he's
area
really
you might
crushed
not
the
want to.
review, the pizza review
He really
game.
like nobody else could do it, but this wasn't a discussion because of Portnoy, however the fuck you say his name. This wasn't because of him.
Does a great job with those videos.
He does, but I think you could do it in your style.
I'll consider it, but
Tony Baloney's in Hoboken.
Tony Baloney's. Okay. By the way, if there's a pizza place and their name is Sopranos, you know the pizza's gonna suck. It's just a default.
Yeah, it is. Well, any place that is a chain, for the most part, a chain place, you're not going to get anything good. Santucci's well done, and my low key place is
Santucci's is good.
Gene's Pizza.
Villa Rosa down the road, they can make a good pie actually.
Laura would like to go with you when you go do the pizza review.
we can make it a giant field trip. We'll pull up in a duck
And
boat.
we got, he must have said, or he said, or Angelo's on 9th Street.
See, I haven't tried Angelo's on 9th Street, and I will now because he said that. Because I have heard of them, but I haven't tried it. But that is one that people bring up a lot, with Philly and pizza. So I have to do that
And
now.
Jamie decided to go into the chat room for this. Baby Luna's for Sicilian.
Oh wow, the pizza is getting love here.
And we got you're making people hungry. I mean, this show.
I'm starving now. You buying pizza after the show?
This show does go live during dinner time, and we've got people already checking in saying they're getting pizza right now because of you. You've started the revolution.
That's
a movement.
A movement. Nice.
By the way, Matt, if you are getting Matt Long, if you are getting pizza, what are you getting on it?
Oh, Matt. So Matt has traveled here, but Matt lives in England. I have a story about that. I went over there first time I met him. I was like, yeah, we're leaving the pub or whatever. I'm like, let's get some pizza, and he took me to this place, and man, that wasn't it was fucking cheese bread. It was like there was no sauce on it. And then as I went to visit him, a really good friend of mine, I found places that have good pizza over there. I finally found some, but for a while I couldn't find any, and I'm just like, what the heck? I'm like, and he took me there, and because he knows because he's been here several times, but I'm like, all right, I'm looking there, and the guy's like, oh yeah, I got pizza. I asked the guy, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, that's fucking cheese bread, and it was dry fucking cheese bread. So I was like, okay, I got to look at it before they give it to me. Now I
do love when I order cheese bread from a place around here, like a local pizza shop, and they give you the cheese bread, and it's basically a pizza with cheese on it, with sauce on the side. So it's basically a pizza you're constructing yourself, just piece by piece.
There's this pub
And
I love
cut
over
into
there.
strips.
There's this pub I love over there called the Old Pack Horse, and they have this shitty pizza place where like it's always a fucking fight with them because like the way they price it, it's like Domino's. Like you got to buy 3 if you're gonna get the price of 2. You know, all that fucking bullshit, and then you buy it and you feel like shit the next day because you're like, this is the shittiest pizza ever. But you were drunk, and over there, it's not like well, it's not even like that now. But pre-COVID, you could be like, oh yeah, I get pizza 4 a.m. around here now, but you can't. So we eat it, and it's just like it's like a bootleg Domino's, man. It's like it's so bad.
That sucks.
Yeah, and the menu's confusing. They're like, if you buy 3, it's $7.77, but if you buy 2, it's $10.99. And you're like, what the fuck?
What? Why does Sean say don't order fried chicken over there? You will be severely disappointed.
Oh, you know what? I don't think I ever have, and now I'm gonna check it. Yeah, definitely fried chicken. Fish and chips. When you're over there, you have to get fish and chips. And you got to go to a proper place. So, but anyway, speaking of reviews, because we're talking about me possibly doing pizza reviews, I sent Mike a video I thought was interesting. And I came across it. There was an Uber driver who they were saying he was going to get a strongly worded 1-star review, and I want Mike to play it. And when you watch this video, I sent it to you. It's all right. Take your time.
The one with the water?
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't. It says taxi. So
I was
kind of
first off, this guy. This is literally was a taxi type Uber situation, and if I was him, I would have been like, yeah, you're not fucking going. You're not going. But apparently, this bridge gets underwater because of the tides coming in and out, and he got himself into some hot water. So he was like, yeah, I know it's a little underwater. I'm just gonna fucking drive it.
I mean, he's making good leeway.
Oh yeah, wait till you see what happens.
He's doing okay.
There's a fucking house in the middle of there on stilts. I mean, look at that. First off, I want to know how this had to be staged. Who's around to be like, I'm going to take aerial shots of this?
Right, somebody had a
pushed over.
Oh, there was just some jerk off with a drone camera.
Yeah.
Looks like a Toyota Corolla, man. This thing's run forever.
All right, so he's got to the dry area.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, now what?
He made it. He's doing good. Mazel tov. He got there. Look at him.
No, he's not going to get there.
I mean, give this man a tip. I mean, wait, don't give this man a tip. Fuck tips.
Yeah. Wow, Mike's been exposed. Oh, yeah, see, he didn't get there.
Oh, so now they're stranded.
Yeah, and apparently there's a monk that lives on the bridge. So the monk comes down, talking to him, and they had to, chill there until they had to get rescued by Bo.
There's a monk that lives... What the...
Yeah, you'll see. I mean, I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, there's a monk. There's your monk right there. I'm not
Holy
even...
shit!
Why? Buddhist monk emerges from the refugee shelter.
Does that guy deserve a 1-star review? Or are you an asshole if you give him a 1-star review?
No, you're an asshole. He deserves a 5-star. He risked it all.
What if he was in the car and he goes, oh, I got this, no problem. And you're like, I'm not so sure about that. Maybe we should turn around. And he goes against the passenger's wishes.
Okay, if he did that. But if the passenger was like, we need to get to where we need to get to, and he went, all right, we're balls to the wall. We're doing this.
In my opinion, the passenger and the driver both deserve to float away to Antarctica. That was the stupidest decision that you could ever make. Like, where were you in a rush to if you're living in that? I don't get it. Like,
where is this at? Did they say?
I didn't look it up, but it does say. I don't know where that's at. Sorry, guys, but it's definitely not America, and it's an island. I think it's off of the coast of, I want to say Canada, but I could be wrong. It might be Canada or England.
Are there monks in Canada?
There could be. Why not?
They're everywhere.
Are they outside of the building right now?
Yeah, there's monks everywhere. Yeah, look, there's a monk on the bridge. He knew. That's why he had a bridge. That's why he had the house raised above there.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know. I think he might kind of. I think he kind of deserves it.
Apparently, this video is bullshit.
Oh yeah. Sean says that but I need your evidence.
Thank you, Laura. Give him 5 stars, but don't tip him. Good idea.
Don't tip him. Wow. Wow. All right. Well, speaking of just the tip.
So
maybe
apparently, Sean says it's Nova Scotia.
All right. So it was off the coast of Canada. I thought that's what it was. I couldn't. It's some island. I couldn't remember what it was. But yeah, just So anyway, speaking of the tip of the iceberg.
He goes, I just made that up.
Oh.
And Alex said,
Great.
Speaking of reviews, Black Widow's coming out a week from tomorrow in theaters and on Disney Plus.
Black Widow, nice.
That was Godfrey's way of saying, nice. Go past that. Just swerve past that talk.
Yeah, no, Black Widow might be good. We'll talk about it one day. I still got to watch
I will
Loki.
tell you what.
Hard right turn, go around it.
I mean, Alex came on here and discussed Loki, and I've been watching it, and it is. I mean, leaps and bounds way better than the Winter Soldier.
See, I haven't even touched Loki yet.
The Loki's amazing. It's so good. It is so awesome, and it's definitely, like I said, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, blah. What was the one before that? I can't think of it. God damn it. WandaVision, amazing. Loki, amazing. So far, 2 out of 3. I'll take it.
So,
Alex,
so
I have not seen last night, so don't spoil that.
All right, so it's in Holy Island. That place was Holy Island, and it's Lynn's friend. Let's see where it's at. Maybe it's in somewhere like New Zealand or some shit. Let's see. It is off the coast of England, so I was right. Ha!
It's a smart man right there.
England or Canada?
Man.
I guess that.
Don't
but
let the beer fool you.
He did. Sean did fuck us up with that. Go fuck yourself. All right, Sean. He's like, I just made that up. He totally got us on that. That's what I get for trusting the audience.
Can I give one spoiler that's not a spoiler because it's been all over social media for Loki? I do want to. I know you got things to get to. I just want to mention this.
What's that?
Loki is officially through the series and done intentionally bisexual.
He is?
Yes.
Yeah, and my buddy Matt from England, he was on it. He was like, they're from Scotland or Ireland regarding the car drive, and he said they're all crazy. And he said they're UK road signs, so he was dead on. But yeah. So Loki, yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. I have to watch it. I do want to watch it, and I haven't. Everybody's been losing their minds about it, and I've just been so goddamn busy. I got to make time to watch it. I've been watching. I'll get stuck on stuff. Right now, what I'm watching, and I know you guys are like, whatever. I'm getting really into F1 racing for whatever, and they have a Netflix series that follows F1 Formula Racing. Jamie probably knows more about what I'm talking about than Mike does. And I'm really into it. I'm kind of in F1 now, not going to lie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to decide what my team is. I think I'm going to have to go with McLaren, but we'll see. So
I'm getting hate because I didn't know that Loki has been bisexual in the comics for a very long time. It's not just the series.
Once again, Mike proves that
proves
that his nerddom isn't as good as he thinks it is.
Wait. So Alex says Loki turned himself into a female horse so he could get impregnated by a male horse and give birth.
Jesus. And this is the one where you're like, you got to watch this right away. That sounds right up there with the Jackass scene where he drinks like the horse scene.
Yeah.
By the way, I can't wait for that to come out. Isn't that movie coming out?
Jackass 4, yeah.
It
should be out soon.
I laughed my ass off so hard at that movie because they did things that you only saw in cartoons. When they had the giant hand slap people, that I couldn't, and they got the dude to carry tomato soup, like I couldn't believe it. That's the same guy that got pubes glued on his face. So they tricked that guy a lot. And at the end, it didn't really work out that well, but it was cool when he rode the flying rocket. I'm like, what?
Can I just point out that Alex wrote, not last night's episode, that's from Mythology. I didn't think that Disney had it where Loki turned himself into a female horse so he could get impregnated by a male horse and give birth. I didn't think that maybe Disney would want to go down that road.
Yeah. I think Disney used to own the Spice Channel at one point.
Oh, Disney has owned a lot of fucked up shit.
Yeah.
If you go down, like, the companies that are kind of under the Disney umbrella that nobody ever knew. I mean, what's that movie called? Natural Born Killers with Woody Harrelson. That was Miramax, which Miramax is owned by Disney.
So, yeah, Disney. Big Disney guy. Big Disney guy. Not really. But anyway, so I wanted to get to the Florida buildings because I've been tracking that. Very tragic. At least 18 people dead, 145 missing. It could have gone up from then. Talked about it last week, and we were talking about it because, you know, it just points to corruption. And once again, as I say, the law and codes and everything, it's only for poor people. So, yeah, in my opinion. Florida buildings collapse reveals shortcomings of systems to protect residents, experts say. Nearly half a century has passed since the collapse of the Drug Enforcement Agency office in Miami killed 7 people and drove changes to local building codes. The new regulations require owners to check buildings that reach 40 years old for signs of deterioration in a wet, salty, storm-prone climate. So I was told, and I don't know how true this is, that part of the reason is a lot of that building was built in 81, and when you pour concrete, it was porous. Now there's new concrete where it's not, so you have to treat it or do something to it, because if you don't, then the rebar rusts out and the building collapses. I don't know if that's what happened there, but that's something I heard from someone in construction, and this is why they have to check these things. Engineers told them, hey, I have some concerns, and it was ignored. So, you know, the rules have largely served South Florida well, ensuring that building owners make repairs before small problems turn catastrophic. Yeah. And yet, these rules did not prevent last week's collapse of Champlain Tower South, because if people don't enforce the rules, then they won't work, right? While the cause of the collapse remains under investigation, officials and experts are calling for an examination of the rules and whether they need to be updated. And the failure of the 12-story condominium building that stood at the edge of the Atlantic Ocean under Barrier Island then includes Miami Beach. So, the Condos Owners Association had known for 2.5 years about a flaw in the original construction and major structural damage caused by water and salt infiltrating the concrete, that was right then, and eating away steel inside. A buddy of mine who lives down there, was talking to someone who does construction, been there his whole life, and he said that's what it was exactly on the head. And this is something I heard a week ago. So, you know, but they failed to fix it. Documents show. That's a common problem in coastal buildings. What are those repairs delayed by leadership changes at the Condo Association, financial concerns, and the burdens of managing a massive construction project would have saved Champlain Tower South and 163 people who were killed or still missing is not known. Here's the thing. If that's a fucking possibility, the building should be condemned. You don't want to fix it, then it's condemned. We have the same thing going on with railroads in this country. They don't want to. The railroad companies don't want to put the money into the safety of it. But we hear about trains coming off tracks all the time. Why do you think that is? Then you don't own it. It's that simple. You know, to me, I don't get it. You know, and nothing's perfect, but that's pretty goddamn catastrophic. That's not like a tiny fuck up. And so, yeah, Sean says they were within code, but, you know, that may be true, but there were still a lot of recommendations made based off what I'm reading. But building officials often allow that work to go longer if they believe the owner is making a good faith effort, and that's the problem there. So, Miami-Dade County, which includes Surfside, requires that all buildings with more than 10 occupants get recertified, a process that typically begins with the local building official sending a notice that the 40-year inspection is due. That sets the clock ticking. 90 days, the building's owner must submit an engineer's report certifying the building is safe and outlining any needed repairs. The owner has another 60 days to make those repairs. But the building officials often allow that work to go on longer if they believe the owner is making a good faith effort, and that's the problem. A good faith effort. You know, if you're gonna do it on good faith, you know, you're putting other people's lives in your hands. I mean, Jesus. You know, the building official from Miami-Dade County, if repairs go uncompleted for too long, officials can impose fines, and if the building is deemed unsafe, they can move to have it evacuated. It appears that timeline didn't apply to Champlain Towers. So, maybe you need more robust laws, but is anybody going to go to jail for this? Not so sure about that. I would be surprised if they do. Maybe if there's some high-profile people that live there, they will. But, you know, it's in a high-profile area, I was told it's not in Miami, maybe right outside of Miami. I could be wrong. However, why was it neglected? So, after receiving, there's an assessment. Sorry, let me back up here. So, the confusing part of the report, and this guy's name is Marabito's report, is it doesn't sound urgent. So this guy did a report, and he said that this needed to be addressed, but it didn't sound urgent. So as a structural guy, that raises the level up for me dramatically. Morabito did not immediately respond to comment or request for Wednesday. His company released a statement saying, in part, we are deeply troubled by the building collapse and working closely with investigating authorities to understand why the structure failed. So this guy, just to give you a little background on him, and then we're going to move on, it's just kind of sad, it's people just don't really care. And, whether it was on purpose or not, you don't know. I'm pretty sure no one ever thought like, oh, this is going to happen. But there's reasons why things like that have to be followed. And it just goes to show the reason was it's money. You know what I mean? It's money. It's simple as that. They didn't want to spend the money right away, or they just didn't have the resources. Whatever it may have been, you can't get your life back. You just can't, right? So structural engineers looked at it, and they all made their assessment. And this one guy says, in my experience, I have never seen anybody wait almost 3 years like they did. So they waited 3 years. So, and guess what? $16 million is what it was cost. So the oversee the project, he put a new bid in at $16 million. When the residents debated how to proceed, the board began a roof repair project earlier this year was not part of the original plan. So I mean, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of blame to be shared, but again, I just don't see how. I can't wrap my head around how it can go that long. Like, that is a huge safety concern, and they know that down there because they're used to dealing with, things deteriorating because of salt water. So, crazy. So anyway, we're going to move on to that. Done talking about that injustice, and another one we're going to talk about is Fat Albert got out of jail, meaning AKA Bill Cosby. It sucks, right? Because growing up, Bill Cosby was part of my childhood. I don't know if people remember the magic marker he used to have, but he used to draw, and I loved that when I was a kid. And everybody knew Bill Cosby loved the kids. You had the Huxtables, so the Cosby Show, and then that happens, and you're like, gosh, that sucks, man. You didn't want it to be true, but it's obviously true, right? So he gets out of jail, and everybody's dismayed, and I don't blame him. I mean, he did admit to what he did. The problem is that there's, I believe, a civil suit that had a deal involved with it where they couldn't use his testimony against him and convict him of it, but that's what they did. So Pennsylvania's highest court threw out Bill Cosby's sexual assault conviction and released him from prison Wednesday in a stunning reversal for fortune for the comedian once known as America's Dad, ruling that the prosecutor who brought the case was bound by his predecessor's agreement not to charge Bill Cosby. Cosby, 83, flashed the V for Victory sign to a helicopter overhead as he trudged into his suburban Philadelphia home after serving nearly 3 years of a 3 to 10 year sentence for drugging and violating Temple University sports administrator Andrea Constand in 2004. The former Cosby Show star, the first celebrity tried and convicted in the Me Too era, had no comment as he arrived and just smiled and nodded later at the news. Yeah. This dude definitely did what he did, but the Supreme Court had to do it. So, Supreme Court said Wednesday District Attorney Kevin Steele, who made the decision to arrest Cosby, was obligated to stand by his predecessor's promise not to charge. Cosby, though there was no evidence that the argument was ever put in writing, Justice David Weck, writing for a split court, said Cosby had relied on the previous district attorney's decision not to charge him when the comedian gave his potentially incriminating testimony in Constand's civil case. So, that's the deal they made. Civil case, you can't convict me off of it. I'll talk. And then a new prosecutor comes in. Guess what? The Supreme Court ruled, and I agree with him. Now, does that mean he didn't do it? No, it does not. It does not mean he didn't do it. He definitely did it. He admitted to it. That's the thing. Right? So, if that's the case, how do you feel about it? I mean, it's the same for me. I'm brokenhearted about it because, that was Mr. Rogers and him, man, were the shit when I was a kid. Now, it's this.
So, within I was trying to find exactly what he said in these statements, and when I was reading it, he didn't incriminate himself too crazily that made him look that bad that I was looking at. Please, somebody send me a link that tells me differently. I mean, he admits to, having these girls over. He admits to
drugging them.
Does he admit to actually drugging them or them doing drugs?
But he admits to giving them Benadryl
I saw
and
the
Quaaludes.
comment. I saw the comment that he said that he admits to them doing illegal drugs, not that they admitted to giving them, like drugging them, dosing them.
No, he admitted to that.
I got to find that article or that clip or something because I have not found that.
Yeah, it's out there, but I mean, that's that's why he made that. That's why he confessed that because,
well, absolutely. If somebody could tell you,
they were saying it was done back then, and back then it was more accepted. Blah blah blah. You could frame it any way you want, but to me,
I mean, once the court says you have immunity, you could say whatever you want. 100%, I would start spilling my guts. You've given me immunity to everything that I could say. I'm gonna tell you everything.
Well, he had to settle for $3.8 million, so she had to have something. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know it verbatim, but I know that was the gist of it.
Okay.
But this is when I knew he wasn't remorseful, and I kind of laughed, but I was kind of like, "Oh, you are a sick bastard."
Really?
I'll show you this video. You're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" And it's
is there a video that is worth it?
No, I think so. I mean, I played it on there before, but not a long time ago, or it was no, not a long, about a year and a half ago. 2 years, maybe. I'm gonna send it to you right now. But Bill Cosby is coming out of court when the trial's going, and then he gives everybody a nice little Fat Albert impression as he's walking down.
Oh, I see. I've seen. We played this one before. Yeah.
I want to play it again, though.
Oh, you want to play it again?
Yeah.
All right. Is this the one?
Nope.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. But he is that is a real picture.
That is a real picture. That's what you get for going to jail. That's what you get out.
So I mean, Cosby definitely did it, in my opinion. A lot of people are in denial about it. People come with these conspiracy theories, but this is the lay of the land, and it was ruled unconstitutional the way they did it. So that's what happens. The DA should have never did that, and I guess he wanted to put him in jail, and it was overturned. What the fuck? So, listen. Apparently he gave some, he admitted to it, that's a problem. You know what I mean? But again, it shows. Now here's my thing about it. Forget all that. A sex pest for years. No one has ever taken him to the Supreme Court. Well, we'll see. Everybody wants to take my hummingbird to court. So, peck. Anyway, where's my rooster one? Anyway, I forgot my train of thought. That totally fucked me right there.
When you get Quaaludes, when you got the Quaaludes, was it in your mind that you were going to use the Quaaludes for young women that you wanted to have sex with? Toriani asked. Yes, Cosby replied.
There you go. So, listen, that was enough for a jury to convict him, but he was wrong. But here's my thing, and I was talking about this. Cosby, I had a thought on it, and I totally lost my fucking thought. That comment screen just totally threw me off.
So I'm wondering if does Cosby not take the Quaaludes and only the girls? Do they both take them? Does he slip them in his drink? I mean,
the way it played out is he did it to coerce them into having sex. You know what I mean?
But so again, I am ignorant to this whole thing in terms of the logistics of it. Did the women go up to a room with him? Was this at the bar? Was this at somewhere public? Was this in his house, in his bedroom? Where was this?
His house, his home, all over the place. In the park, who knows? I mean, I could get you more of those details, but there is definitely, I mean, let's just say he was able to gain a conviction, right?
Yeah.
And he had high-priced lawyers. But this is the point I wanted to make, and it finally came back to me. This
love
is
that it
another
came back to you.
This is another example of the law only being for poor people, right? Because if this happened to me and I was in the same situation as Bill, I don't think the Supreme Court would have been overturning it. I would have been in there for the whole fucking 10
But wait a
years.
second. How is the law only for poor people? He went to jail for how long has it been? 2 years, 3 years?
Right. If it was me,
So he went to
I would have
jail.
been probably doing at least 7.
But he went to jail for it.
But here's
He
the
already did. There was a technicality that he got
yeah,
out on.
he's got money to hire the lawyers to work
But the
that.
lawyers
I'm not saying he's
took that-
wrong.
But I'm just saying the lawyers took that long. The lawyers weren't able to keep him from going in. I think it was just fighting the good fight of having the actual logistics of it behind you that you had to have somebody notice it.
Here's the thing. The prosecutors reneged on the deal they shouldn't have. They were wrong for that, and they messed up the whole case because of it. So he used that testimony. Now, if they were able to get a guy in jail that's that rich and has a good lawyer for at least 3 years, how long do you think that I would have been in jail? And they definitely would have had me in there for sure. If I was in the same position, I would never do anything like that though. To be clear, however, I'm just saying if I was facing consequences like that, if you don't have money,
I mean, no matter what, if you're the type of guy who has no money and is going to get the, give me my free lawyer, you're going to get the schlub, the guy who doesn't know anything, the guy right out of school or the guy that's still in school.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to pay for somebody, you're going to get somebody with some experience, somebody with some beef behind them. So, yes, money does buy better lawyers. But I don't think in this case, money.
Listen, there has been men.
Factored.
There have been men that they've proved afterwards and that there was even a doubt that they put to death in this country that had less money. That would never happen to someone that with money. There have been men that have died via execution that shouldn't have died, that were wrongly convicted, and there were questions of their conviction leading up to their execution. At least don't kill them.
I think you're making the wrong argument with this case. There's other arguments to be made, but the argument that money bought him his freedom, I think, is the wrong argument in this case. In this case,
a public defender isn't going to take that to the Supreme Court.
But again, you're going extreme. You're going public defender all the way up to whatever he paid for these guys.
I'm complaining.
What I'm saying is,
it's just not the law. It's only applied to people that aren't rich in the long run.
I don't
They'll
think
never
so.
get the
I'm
full
not
consequence.
rich. I'm not rich, but I think I could afford a lawyer that would have been able to pull this one together and might have had the same exact
That's hard
outcome.
odds to fight when you have a prosecutor that are going to renege on an agreement and then you have them against you. That's hard to fight that.
I by the way, Sean, I am not defending the rapist in any way, shape, or form. I am not. I am defending the fact that I don't think that this is the right case to pull up for the argument that because he had money, he is out of jail.
I mean, if that was,
I don't think that this is. I think there's
do.
other more high profile cases that you can go after. Not the case where the actual defendant spent 2 years behind bars.
Almost 3.
3 years behind bars. I don't think that is the case to say money buys you freedom, because his freedom was taken away from him.
Karma's a bitch, though. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think that this is the right one for that argument. Other arguments, yes. This
Did they
one
give
is
him?
not the
Did
one
he
for
have
that.
put in Pops in prison? That's what I want.
This one is not the one for that argument.
I
I think
it is.
the law the law was on his side.
No, it wasn't.
Not the money.
If you didn't have the money to appeal that, they weren't going like, yeah, let's go clean this Bill Cosby thing up. No way. No way.
I think the law was on his side. The prosecutors fucked up. The law was on his side.
They did
not
fuck
the
up.
money.
They did fuck up, but the prosecutors fuck up a lot. And if it's a dude that's not well off, you're fucked.
Well off is well off in what way? You're saying rich. What is rich to you?
Rich to me is let's see. You're rich if you have more than 3 cars. and you're one person. 3 cars per one person.
Rich is more than what I got.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly. Rich
So
is more
Jamie's
than,
got 2 cars.
If you
so
have
he's
to-
almost there.
Rich is, all right.
No, we've got 3.
Rich.
Oh, you got,
We
you
got
three. 3 cars right here.
My wife and I,
That-
we have
this
3.
man right here.
The
3 cars.
It has to run. The
3
engine, the
cars.
transmission can't be in the bathtub.
3 cars.
No,
right
they
here.
all run,
They
and
all
they're
run.
all 100% legal.
I didn't know you were rich.
I'm not.
Listen, all right. If you don't have to work a day job,
I
then
do.
then you're rich.
Wait, so only rich people don't work day jobs.
No, if you have to,
If you have to work a day job,
meaning you got to pay the bills. You
so
got to.
rich people don't pay the bills. Your argument is
No.
horrible, sir.
No,
It's horrible.
This is as bad as your tipping argument. Take him away. No, listen. If you don't have to get up and be like, man, I have to make my mortgage, and you could just roll over and get interest and be like, oh, my bills were just paid by the interest.
All I'm saying here is there's so many other arguments to be made here,
Yeah.
discussions to be had.
The average Joe, Sean is right. The average Joe does not get this to the Supreme Court. Absolutely not.
I think they do.
No way.
I think they do.
Audience disagrees. I don't even need a poll. I could just feel the pulse.
What, you're feeling the polls?
I'm feeling the pulse. Speaking of the polls.
Where is that poll?
Poll or pulse?
We heard poll.
Poll. Yeah. So speaking of pulse, celebrity boxing seems to have its pulse going high right now, and what the fuck is going on with?
What are you doing over there?
I swear I heard like
Sean, you want to
lightning.
get started on tipping? Let's go.
No, don't. No, there's no tipping.
Because nobody can argue that with me. I even had my buddy on stream this past Friday who bowed down and said, "You are correct."
No, that's because he just didn't want to talk about it anymore.
No, he said, "I can't argue your logic." He said, "I don't agree with it, but your logic is sound."
That's clown logic. So we'll have that debate another day. The thing about Mike is he's slightly mongoloid. No, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding.
I use logic, and I use I don't put emotion in this stuff. I use what is really happening and what the reality of the situation is, and people don't like to hear that shit.
Just because you're using reality doesn't make it true. It's not like, hey, this was reality.
Just because you're using reality doesn't make it true.
Right.
Can we make that into a bumper sticker? Put that on
can.
your car. Just because you're using reality doesn't make it true.
But reality doesn't equal fact sometimes. It doesn't. Reality of the situation doesn't equal the ending to the story.
Sean, I've already won this one, so thank you, sir.
No,
I appreciate
you are the only one.
I appreciate
audience.
I appreciate
we'll
you
do a
bowing
poll.
down to me.
Let's do a
and
poll.
telling me that I won because we don't even have to debate this one. Trust me.
Let's do a poll.
I already win.
Vote if you think tipping is appropriate. Just say yes in the comment section.
Appropriate. I don't say if it's appropriate.
Yes.
I say is
for tipping.
No.
No.
You're asking it incorrectly. Is tipping mandatory? That's all you have to ask.
What do you mean? Is it mandatory?
Is it mandatory? Is tipping mandatory? Yes or no?
Yes. You mean mandatory by who? The National
Is it
Tipping
mandatory?
Police?
Do you have to tip when you go out to eat?
So you do if you don't want to be labeled a
No,
piece of shit.
That's not if you don't want to be labeled a piece of shit.
Mike
Is
is like,
tipping required? Is tipping required?
Yeah. If you don't tip,
There
you're
we
a
go,
bag of
Matt.
douche.
Fuck tipping. Thank you, Matt.
He lives in England. They don't tip over there.
Right, because they do it right.
No.
Tom, all of a sudden, came out of nowhere. If you don't tip, you're a bag of douche.
We don't do that shit in the UK. That's right, because you know why? They also do other things in the UK they don't do over here.
Okay,
like
we're
they give them health care.
Alex, I'm not asking ethically. Alex says ethically it's mandatory. No, is
All right.
tipping required?
I'm with Laura. She's like, why are we doing this again? And the Godfrey's going to shut it down.
Shut it. Do like Jim. Do like Taffer. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
All right, so I was going to talk about celebrity boxing, but Mike went on a tip rant, so we're going to bring that back. They are, staying on the cutting edge. It sounds like there's rumors. It's a rumor right now, big rumor. Riddick Bowe is joining celebrity boxing. The rumor is that he might fight Mike Tyson. Now, if that happens, that'd be great. I would go to Miami for that. 2, if that happens, they're going to need a whole lot bigger of arena than they had last time. Mike Tyson, man, Mike wins. But just so you guys know, Mike controls play at Toxic. So he's the type of dude that will like his own comment and share it. You know, like, hey, I'm going to like my own comment. Like, you ever see anybody do that? They make a joke and then they like their own comment, like, you know, and then no one likes it. That's a lonely place to be. I'm just saying. So,
by the way, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm going to stop.
Yep.
Just read the comment.
But he's right about being a piece of shit. All right, so we'll get to that. But he's right. He's right. So that's a whole nother debate. Maybe we'll have a panel in here, a 4-person panel on tipping one day.
Oh, we got to get the people in here so we can have an in-house.
It might break out into a brawl.
We need to. We need to. Do it.
It might break out. But no, we don't want a brawl.
Before you do that, we're going to put a lock on this door so they can't get in here.
Yeah, Jamie's going to be hotboxing himself the whole time. It's going to be like, oh, my God, it smells so good. So, yeah. Last story of the week, I wanted to, if this guy's a win, we'll get out of here in a second. Mike made it go overtime, so we're going a couple minutes past. Fuck him.
Mike made it.
That was Mike's fault. I started on time. It was Mike's fault. And, yeah, fuck that. So, anyway, interesting story. And I thought it was kind of genius at the same time and kind of gangster. But is this guy a mush? Did he fuck it up? We're going to find out. So, someone that worked at Microsoft, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, he made $10 million selling Xbox Live cards. 10 million, guys.
What kind of, like time cards? Like Xbox Live, like...
I'll tell you right now. This is on PCGamer.com. Mike probably knows that. This is top 10 nerd site. So, Vladimir Koshuk was sentenced to 9 years in prison and will be charged restitution of $8.3 million. Microsoft engineers stole $10 million by selling Xbox gift cards for Bitcoin.
Oh, gift cards.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing about that. That's a good job already. So he's got to have some kind of coke or hooker or gambling habit. And, you know, an oversight in accounts used to test Microsoft payment systems. So that's what he did. Let one engineer swindle his way into over $10 million after selling Xbox gift cards for Bitcoin over 2 years. That's right. So he sold it for Bitcoin. In order to make sure its payment systems work, Microsoft employees engineers to stimulate purchases on its stores. But soon after joining the company in 2017, Koshuk discovered that there was a flaw in the accounts and used to test purchases. See, these simulated accounts are usually flagged as such by the system and won't send you physical goods. If you tried to buy, say, a new gamepad for its site, but if you tested a purchase of Xbox gift cards, you still receive a completely valid $25-digit code. Could have easily reported to his bosses, but with unlimited free codes at his fingertips, he chose a different option instead. So, at first, he generated himself a handful of codes, a cheeky 5 or 10 here. He got greedy. See, he got greedy. He could probably did it for the rest of his life. But there was opportunity to make a massive life-changing sums of money off this exploit. He began cycling through mock profiles belonging to his colleagues to hide his tricks, automating the process with a bespoke piece of software prosecutors will later describe as created for one purpose and one purpose only, to auto embezzlement and allow fraud and a theft on a massive scale. So, he was caught. So he's a mush or a cuck? He's a mush, in my opinion. And here's the funny thing, as they note. Bloomberg notes that his salary was hardly stingy, but it wasn't the kind of money that you plan for a seaplane and a yacht. So, you know, that's where greed gets you. He'll sell, you know, Microsoft was eventually clued into his antics after noticing a sharp spike in gift card transactions, with federal agents eventually raiding his home in July 2019. Obviously, it didn't fly. Koshuk was sentenced to 9 years in prison, likely deported back to his home country of Ukraine, and we charged restitution of $8.3 million. Wow. Sounds like he's a mush, huh? He got greedy. And he bought Bitcoin with it.
I like this guy.
You like him? Yeah. Well, yeah. He's definitely, yeah, he's pretty shady. I think he fucked it up. And the thing is, when people do stuff like that, they get greedy. It starts to become an ATM, and they're like, oh, I'm going to make this much money off it. He probably didn't know how much Bitcoin was going to become worth, but Jesus, man. And he probably thought he was going to move back overseas, use Bitcoin. You know, that's the problem with cryptocurrency, some people say. to kind of launder the money and then get out of the country with all that money. Didn't work. Not that smart. Guess he didn't engineer that out. But with that being said, that is our mush of the week. He was almost a cuck, but he's definitely a mush. Wouldn't you guys agree he's a mush? Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, well, Mike is over there on his Grindr account again. So, with that being said, Mike wins again. Yeah, okay. He did not win. He's fixing the election. It's fucking bullshit. So, with that being said, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for having fun with us this week. And, it's been hot as balls, but not today, and it's raining. And thank you for taking the time to share. Sharing is caring. Remember, if you want to catch us when we're not live, THEEGODFREY is my name to find me on all the social media platforms. And you can just search Taking It Deep with the Godfrey. Ask Alexa, hey, I want to hear Taking It Deep with the Godfrey. She will play it. Google Podcast, iTunes, you name it, Stitcher, Spotify, we're there. So with that being said, this is the Godfrey, not saying goodbye, just saying take it deep.